All right, so today we're going to be talking about how we add integers with the same sign. So this is lesson 1.1, adding integers with the same sign. And by the end of class today, you should be able to describe how two integers are added when they have the same sign. In other words, when they're both negative. So let's investigate. Study each problem below. Write two things you notice about the sum when you add two negative integers together.
All right,
So go ahead
to the next step.
and pause the video and see if you can notice two things about the problems on your screen. Okay, so now you have probably noticed that all of the sums on the screen have a negative sign in front of them. They're all negative. And that's really important because when we add two negative integers together, we're always going to get a sum that's negative. The second thing you probably noticed was that we're just really adding the two numbers together. So for the first example, we have -2 plus -3. If I add 2 plus 3, I get 5. But because I'm dealing with negative integers, my answer is also going to be negative. And this holds true for all of the examples on your screen. So here I have a -12 plus a -6. 12 plus 6 is 18, and a negative plus a negative is a negative. So that's one way to think about adding these integers together. The second way that we can show this is by adding on a number line. So if you're ever not sure what to do, using your number line can be extremely helpful. So here, if we're starting at -1, we're going to want to think about, well, we're adding to it -5. So I'm going to need to go down 5. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And here I end at -6. So my sum would be -6. And here again, you can see that I had 1 plus 5 is 6, and a negative plus a negative is a negative. And I can also see that here on my number line. Here's another example, -3, and we're adding to it a -4. So I'm going to go -1, -2, -3, -4, and I end on the number line at -7. And you can see that same rule holds true here. 3 plus 4 is 7. A negative plus a negative is a negative. So here's just a reminder of the rules when we're adding integers with the same sign. So the first thing we have to do are add the two numbers together. The second thing we need to remember is to keep the sign. So our answer will always be negative. So the sum of two positive integers, as you know, is always positive. And what we learned today is that the sum of two negative integers will always be negative.